Let's continue. So, if you have only one godly friend and remove the others and still follow God's purpose, that is great. If you have no friends but you have Jesus as your only friend, still great, because you are so focused on God, hanging out with God, having more time to read His Word, having more time to do God's purpose. No friends telling you rubbish. Like, don't share that, don't do that, what will people think? Like, the time you will use to convince your friend that this is what God is telling you to do, this will take away the time to actually do what God is telling you to do. So, less friends, more time for God. If the friends you have are actually people that support your purpose, that is when you should be more careful. Don't let them replace God. Put God first before hanging out with them. Even when hanging out with them, allow God to be beside you, tell you what to say and when to leave and do other things. Just because you have godly friends does not mean you are spending time with God with them. No. Go in private and spend time with God. Even when you are married, God is your first husband. Your physical husband is your second husband. What is God trying to say? Don't let your husband take God's place. Some people will say, my husband is my best friend. No. God is your best friend. Husband comes second. Only God can tell you how to handle your husband because He created them. Be careful. The same God that gave you that husband can take him away from you. So use your time wisely, both single and married people. Every Christian, single lady I've met, all they do is talk about their love life. What about Jesus? Talk about Jesus. Focus on God's purpose. For instance, I have 2 housemates. Whenever they are together, all they do is talk about boys. I'm like, don't you have something better to talk about? You know me as usual. I will use style, run upstairs. I don't have time for fruitless conversation. Even when my housemate is talking with our neighbor in the other house, this old man, like, one day I tried to listen to their conversation. My housemate was just talking about men, her love life, what is not working. Like, it's so sad. Ladies here wasting away, talking about men, relationship. What about God? What about what God created you to do? Like, this is so sad. We need to change our circles. If you are not pursuing the purpose of God for your life, something is wrong. Seriously, spend time with God. Spend your day with God. Spend your day talking to God and what He wants you to do in this life. What He wants you to do today. What's His purpose for your life? Now, that is real. Stop living a fake life. Stop living wasted life. Stop living like God does not exist. Yes, God is talking to us Christians. A lot of us, we act like we have no purpose. God did not bring us here to just get married, have kids, and work our life out. God brought us here for a reason. We need to find out the reason and stop wasting our time. So, my parents, we attend their friends' party, whether they are sick or not, so that they can come for their own party. When they invite them, in my mind, I'm like, are you serious? You are sick, you are exhausted, you are going to your friend's party so they can come for yours at the detriment of your health. And when they come home, they start complaining how sick they are. That's a bad way of living. They live their life to please people. That is why they are not focusing on God's mission for their life, God's purpose. They are busy pleasing people, pleasing their friends. So why does God want me to bring this up? The more friends you have, the more you have less time for God. My parents go to church, pray morning and night, but something is missing. They are not following God's purpose. They are not following God's mission. They are not fulfilling their destiny. Why? Because the time they are supposed to think and ask God, what is my purpose? They are using it to go out with friends, thinking how they can make more money, filling up their time with stuff that don't matter. Instead of them to sit down and talk to God, what is my purpose in life? Also, as their daughter, instead of them to support God's call for my life, they think I'm crazy for following God's call. To make it worse, their friends, their religious friends, their religious pastor friends, they are supporting their bad way of thinking. No one is telling them the truth. It's so sad. Even my twin sister married someone that don't even support God's purpose for my life. So how will she even support it? Even my younger sister don't believe God, don't believe in God's purpose for my life. Not to talk of supporting me. That is so sad. So many Christians are wasting away, not focusing on God's purpose. They are going to church, but God does not know them. They are in the choir with a beautiful voice, but God does not know them. Instead of them to support true Christians, they are discouraging them. It's so sad. Wake up, Christians. Wake up and do what God created you to do. Also, preaching when a part of your body is paining you. That is tough. My leg was paining me and I was still recording God's video and preaching the gospel. That was tough. So will you stop preaching the gospel when your leg is paining you? That was a test for me. I removed my eyes from my leg pain and I kept on preaching. I said, when God is ready, God will heal me. But I will keep preaching the gospel. I have prayed over my leg. I believe God has answered. And I kept on preaching. That is what I call trust. When you trust God as taking care of your leg, you don't care about the pain. You keep preaching. When life is turning upside down, things are not working well at work, leave it to God and keep on preaching. When I was producing my first book, I lost my job in the process, but I did not give up. I kept on writing God's book. Don't let what is going on around you stop you from writing God's book, preaching the gospel, posting God's testimonies. You have to keep going with God. Your gift will make room for you. What you are writing, there is a blessing on the other side of it. Also, where I'm working, as I'm scanning products people ordered online, I can't see what's in the box, but when I scan them, the name of the product will show up. Guess what? I scanned one product, the name was related to Buddha. Hey, I was so mad. I thought, God, I hate this job. I'm sending a product that contains a false god. You know what I mean? False gods like Buddha. So it looks like I'm supporting Buddha, but God said, no, you're not supporting Buddha. Scanning this product gives you an edge. You can render the spirit behind the product powerless and pray this product will not work on the person. And this person will get to know Jesus. There is power in prayer. So we'll continue in the next video.